morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back, Dr. Dani. It is so good to see you on Monday
Sure.
morning. I love the hair color.
Thank you. I love
Yes.
your glow in your face.
Look, I'm like early morning. I woke up. I said it reminds me of going back to school, and it's like, okay, you had a shiny face in the morning because it's like I've been up for the last hour and been going, but it's Monday morning, y'all, and we bringing the sunshine on May the 6th. We have
Yes.
taken a really good break. I don't think people realize that the show this season started in October. So spring break was a break for us, and super excited about being back. Tonya is joining us. She's probably running around trying to find her prom pictures for the morning. Y'all, we have an amazing show, and if you did not read the introduction, it is college signing month. Most people have a college signing day, but NPU is having a college signing month. All month we are celebrating young people who are going to colleges, universities, trade schools, military. We're celebrating it all. But of course, it is also prom season that we are kind of winding down to. Next weekend, well, this weekend coming up is going to be like the final hurrah for prom season across the nation this year. So we have an amazing special guest that is hopefully going to be joining us. But we are talking about some amazing things on our welcome back. So Dr. Dani, how have you been since we have been away?
I mean, you said we took a break, but I didn't take a break. I was feeling that same little stuff. So I need a break. But all is well. Can't complain. I have been on the road trying to be like my brother, you, and yeah, glad to be back in Decatur. Life is good.
Awesome. I will say the same here. Excited to be back and lots that is going on. So if you are tuned in from wherever you are in the world, checking us out, please like and share the morning show. We are back, y'all. We are back. It's Monday morning. It is time to get to it. Almost the end of the school year for some people, getting ready for the summertime. Can't believe that it's May already, which is, I think everybody was saying that on the very first day of May. Like, wow, I can't believe it's May already. It's sure enough, it's the second quarter of the year. And we are ready to get into everything about winning for the remainder of this season. So y'all already know we're going to kick off with Jay's Corner. And I am so excited, guys, about
I missed the corner.
Being back. So listen, we have a lot of things that have happened since we have been off, been off the air, but not been off working. Dr. Dani mentioned traveling. Dr. Dani, Tonya, and I were together early in April in D.C. advocating with the National Parents Union. It was a phenomenal trip that very first week of April, really doing the work. And super excited about being able to do the work. So our last event kind of together was at Tanya's event with CORE, celebrating their gala and all of those beautiful things that if you have not seen our pictures, you have to go to our social media and check out our pictures from these phenomenal events. Tonya, we were just talking about your event. The iWin team is back, y'all. The Dream Team is back on Monday. We're in Jay's Corner right now. But just updating everybody. Yeah, just updating everybody on, just things and all that jazz. So Jay's Corner, excited to be back. We are in May. Biggest announcement is make sure you go to, one of many announcements. Make sure you guys go to the National Parents Union's website, nationalparentunion.org. Check out our FAFSA Town Hall. We did this in partnership with the U.S. Department of Ed. 9,000 families have gotten connected to resources for college, universities. Yeah. Now we need to increase that because we have a large number of Black and brown children, and not just Black and brown children, but we have a large number of children who are teenagers, because they will be mad if they were called children. Teenagers who are graduating from high school, this year. I know in the foundation we have 6. Lord help us with fundraising. But we have 6 high school graduates this year. We have 1 college graduate. And we're also approaching 10 years. So that's some amazing work right there. But this is college signing month, and we want to make sure that everybody is getting connected to resources. So make sure you go to nationalparentsunion.org to check out the work that we're doing around FAFSA. Biggest announcement, y'all. Suit, swag, and success. Boom. Y'all see that name at the bottom? I just want to make sure I hold it up. Like,
congratulations.
I am officially an author. It's been a minute working on this book and putting educational entities together and, you know, all of those amazing things. So I'm thumbing through the book still again, like, okay, this is dope. Like, it's really, really here. So suit, swag, and success, redefining the image of Black males, which I think is important because we have to do these things. And we are the storytellers of our time. You know, I have talked about my great grandparents and my ancestors for going on 20 years of my career and not moving in the elderhood, but it is time for me to, you know, kind of step into a different level of in the junior elder league. I'm in the junior elder league. Jesus. Yeah, I'm in the junior elder league. Wow. So definitely excited about Suit, Swag, and Success, my first book. Season 5 of Speak Black Man returns this evening. And it's going to be some super dope conversations connected to the book, but also really elevating life work. So that's Jay's Corner. Suit, Swag, and Success, guys. It's available on Amazon. Go check it out. Make sure you like and share this conversation because I know some people are still getting up and getting connected, but we are back, y'all. The iWin team, super excited to be back. And Dr. Dani, you already know it is time.
I feel like you've written tons of books, but you've journaled. So
I have done blogging for a long time. And
he's done anthologies. This is his first book.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm amazed. Like, I feel like you are like an author 10 times over.
Yes.
Yeah, I have been featured in a couple of different books. I'm not gonna pull.
You better have them handy, baby. You better have them.
Bam. Like I've been featured in about 6 different books with other educators, but this is my very first one. Like Patty LaBelle said, on my own.
So good for you.
Super excited, and May is a big month of announcements because, as I mentioned, the foundation is going on 10 years, and so we're getting ready to celebrate 10 years of Lily's foundation. And my second book is called Nana's Joy. Of course, it's dedicated to the foundation, and I have some phenomenal letters to my aunts, my Aunt Paulette, my Aunt Melba, my Aunt Riri, who helped name me. So I have some very special I made it through that. I have some very special letters from years ago from my journals that I wrote to them that I'm putting in this book to celebrate Nana's joy and talk about a little bit of the work that the foundation has done over years. So I'm excited about book number 2 as well, which will be out in celebration of 10 years of Lily's Foundation, which is super, super dope. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm so thankful for you guys' support and your encouragement. Everybody who is on, Jared Wilson is up watching us early in the morning, y'all.
Baby, I said, Lord, today. Come on, Jared Wilson. Good morning, honey.
Good morning, Jamal. My cousins from California are tuned in. They just had an amazing event out in the Central Valley area. So I'm shocked that they are up, tuned in. But Breakbox Thought Collective is amazing. Check out their work. So, Dr. Dani, I am turning it over to you because you already know the people, you know what they need. They are coming for a word this morning, and we're going to pass the mic over to you, Dr. Dani, because it's time for Dr. Dani Speaks.
So good morning. I'm so glad to be back. You know, I feel like May is all about a variety of things, but the theme is we all think we're broke by May because there's graduations, there's prom,
right,
there's college applications, There's end of the year celebrations, and you just want to get out of there. How many of us are feeling broke today, or have felt broke at some point?
Listen, the cast very thin.
I need an organ. My affirmation today is going to be brief, but it's rich for those who feel broke.
Help us, God.
All right. And this comes from my Bishop Del Bronner. Wealth is not about how much you have, but how little you need. So take account to what you have right now. Wealth is not about how much you have, but how little you need. That's it. That is the affirmation for today.
Come on and preach to us this morning.
You better bless us.
Yes, because it really is.
It's a short but a mighty word, honey. A short but a mighty word.
It's rich.
It's rich.
If you haven't gotten your tax return yet, wait a minute. Say that again.
I said that hair color is rich today, girl, too. I see you.
It's giving rich auntie.
It's giving rich auntie, honey. It's giving auntie is wealthy. She's short a few coins for graduation and prom season, but she is still holding the bag.
Still holding the bag. Still holding the bag and supporting the work, right? So let me tell you, if you missed Every Color Matters, they just had their gala. It's sold out. It's phenomenal, but they're doing some awesome work. I was going to say, if you didn't get your tax return just yet, and it may be coming in, you still have some things that you can donate to. Save those coins for a rainy day.
Wait a minute. Can we talk about that tax return real quick? Well, for those who are self-employed, you probably don't have one. Okay. But let's talk about the United States Postal Service, who has your return on delay, especially in Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. People are just telling me, "Oh my God, I just got this letter that you wrote me in January."
2 years ago.
In January, like,
yes,
I'm trying to keep the Postal Service in business, and y'all, come on,
baby. We cannot move Atlanta forward like the mayor is trying to do, baby. With this post office holding us back.
Holding us back. They're holding the kids back. They holding we want to move forward. Just lift your hand and say forward. Forward. We want to
forward.
Jesus.
Forward with the post office, honey. Come on. Let me tell y'all something. I don't send anything snail mail anymore because I'm afraid that it's not going to get to people. So I believe in overnights and stuff. It's the cards, all of that. You better start the month before the birthday. You know, you used to be able to say, "Oh, it might get there on the day." It will not if you are sending it from here. Maybe if you go to Loganville or somewhere else adjacent to the city of Atlanta.
Adjacent to Atlanta.
Well, let's just say, if you owe money, I bet you feeling real blessed right now because it might not get there, y'all.
Let me tell you something. Uncle Sam will get his mail through, baby. If you owe him, he's coming through digitally. You know how that works. They
gonna send the AI robot up to your house and knock on the door and be like, "Here's Rosie. Rosie is here. Like, I'm here. Help us, God."
And for that matter, Dr. Dani does not have a bag or any other bags. She is broke. Let the record speak.
No bags do not come, please, for our bag. Listen, Tonya, we talking about the bag, but we need to get right into something that I was thinking was going to be piping hot right here on my desk. But the tea with Tonya, we are ready to sip on some tea this morning and give it to the people because we know it's piping hot, baby.
Baby, the tea is hot in these prom and graduation streets. Dr. Dani and I were chatting. We talked about a young lady that went to 12 proms. Baby, I know you're talking about broke and broke down and broken up. I am not sure she hit every grandparent, every great grandparent, and all the cousins and aunties on each side. But let me tell you how a mother told me that she spent $700 on her daughter's prom dress.
The dress?
How a mother, who I know does not have it, spent $700 on her daughter's prom dress, and she got it. She connected with a woman online, a sister. Now, come on, get your hustle on. A Ghanaian sister made the dress was fabulous, and it had a parasol. Come on, somebody. It was fabulous, but $700. I can't even say online what my mama would have said to me. I can't say that on here, really. But anyway,
$700.
I would
seven
have
hundred
seen
dollars.
some wedding dress.
Also in the tea in Atlanta, at Georgia Tech, okay, hold on, because I'm gonna get this wrong. So we don't get this wrong. We're gonna get names right, because you all know that I will get a situation correct and the name wrong. An engineer made history as Georgia Tech's first Black graduate. 59 years later, he passes the torch to his great granddaughter. Google that if you didn't see it. History. It is beautiful when we talk about the history that has preceded us, right? But it is so beautiful to be standing and watching history be made. And that's a beautiful thing. So go Jackets. That was a beautiful, beautiful
Yes.
thing. Talking about moving Atlanta forward and Atlanta being in the spotlight, shall I say, and spilling tea. Um, Honey, Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade will be spilling some tea with Lindsay Davis on, I believe, is it the evening news today? I don't know if there's an exclusive on Good Morning America yet, but he will be talking
Mm-mm.
to Lindsay Davis, and I got a little snippet from that, and she asked him, did he regret having, the relationship? And he said, no, I regret that my personal life was made public and overshadowed something very real and very
Mm.
important that happened in this country. And I
Wow.
thought, I don't know a lot about him. Ray, you better get your popcorn ready, honey. I don't know a lot about him. We know what we see, but sitting there watching that, I saw a dignified and respectable man. I saw a black man that is yet once being ridiculed and torn apart for something that other men do all the time. And he said it. He said, we didn't do anything wrong because workplace romances are as common, are as American as apple pie. And y'all know that. And if you, the devil is a lie, if you get on here and say you never had one or you never witnessed one, because you have.
You better say it now.
And I will say this, maybe it wasn't the right time or whatever somebody thinks, but personal business is personal business. And that's not our personal business. I think it was whatever time it was, and as long as it was a good time, it wasn't nothing done wrong. But that's my personal opinion. And so that is a little bit of the tea today. I think the piping hot tea will be that interview and getting a chance to witness the interview. Now, let me also end with saying this, baby. Sha'Carri Richards, you better have your eye on Italy, baby, because I do believe that our girl is going to make history, herstory, um, bringing home the gold in her field that has not been done since the what? Atlanta Olympics, 1996. And there you
Wow,
have it.
Atlanta.
Have a good day.
Atlanta
ATL, baby. Thanks
influences
to God.
everything. Ain't that something? Tanya, I know you gave us a tea. It is piping hot. I love your commentary around the double standard, and people are nosy and they just want to know
No,
things that really don't
nosy.
really need to necessarily be in their,
Drink your water and
minds.
mind the business that pays
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I mean, we could go on and on the double standards around that, but I also want to say I think there's some more piping hot tea, even though a lot of us may not be into the rap beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Ooh,
I
woo.
do think that Drake has he definitely causes us to look at how people who are connected to blackness still revere blackness, because even black people will say and do things that are detrimental to us as a culture. And I'm highlighting specifically Drake's comments about Michael Jackson. One, what does the king of pop have to do with any of this? We all know if Michael Jackson was alive, baby, he would be like, oh, okay, Drake, you had to say what now? Because let me go ahead and buy your catalog from you to go ahead and shut your mouth. Because I think Michael Jackson most famously said that artists of my caliber doesn't have the need to tear down anyone else because we value the art that everyone brings. And paraphrasing that in so many words, but that is exactly what he said, that when you get to the level of fame that a Janet Jackson, a Michael Jackson, a Prince, a Whitney, a Dolly Parton, a Reba, when you're at that level of fame, your work should be focused on artistry and also a huge part
And
of
upliftment.
philanthropy and giving back. Right.
Right.
So if you look at Prince, if you look at Whitney, if you look at Dolly Parton, if you look at Reba, I mean, we look a lot at Dolly Parton, not just because of Beyonce's album, but because, baby, she was giving back in her own backyard in regards to literacy before it was popular, before it was a crisis or anything. So I'm just saying, like, Drake's comments around Michael Jackson and being that type of artist, but you're causing more strife and confusion like Sexy Red in these streets. I mean, we have to really draw a line as to.
I was clutching my pearls when I had.
Yeah, well, everybody got some invisible pearls. You just got to do like this.
I want to say this, and I know it's not today's topic, but it's always a topic. Black people, African Americans, however you want to, move in the world, Africans in the diaspora, baby, we cannot afford on any day in any public forum to tear each other down. And I am personally sick of seeing it. I don't care who got beef with who. Keep that private. We always somewhere with our whole laundry basket out, washing it and hanging it out the window, letting everybody know that somebody peed in the bed. That's nobody's business, okay?
Right.
It turns my stomach. It makes me not like these individuals or want to hear their music. I don't care if it's Kendrick Lamar, if it's Drake, if it's J. Cole. First of all, Kendrick, go sit down. You go sit down. You ate the boys up in the street. Go sit down. Now it's Chris Brown and Quavo. Everybody go to their respective corners and go sit down and go somewhere and dig in your bag and do some uplifting, more uplifting, because I'm not saying that you don't do any in your community, but keep your mouths shut. We got enough going on in our community to not be publicly or privately, for that matter, tearing each other down. This is not what you do when you get money. You are being a poor example of what you do when somebody. This is what your grandmother said when they can't take you nowhere. And no matter how much you got, you're still gonna be ratchet. You're still gonna be ghetto. You still gonna be hood. Don't do that. It's classless. Money can't buy everything, and it certainly does not buy you class. Stop tearing your own people down. Stop it.
Speaking of class, that would be a great
yes. Yes.
topic. Go ahead, Jay.
I was just gonna say class is taking us right into the conversation we're having this morning around prom season, and I'm gonna pass the mic to Dr. Dani and of course Tonya, hearing your thoughts around, even as the Black community, we've seen this over the last couple of years in particular, how Black teenagers going to the prom have been torn down because they want to be creative, they want to show their own flair, have their own fashion, go against the odds. And yes, some of the things may teeter the line of not being in respectable class, but some of the things that are creative are just being torn down and picked apart because it speaks to what Tonya was just ushering us into. There's a spirit over our culture where before anyone else has to say anything, highlight something negative, say, oh my God, why are you doing this? We have already rallied around, tore it down, picked it apart, alienated it,
Children.
And made it feel like it is like the worst thing in the world before anyone else could say, oh wow, that is kind of creative, I never thought about that, but okay, do your thing. We don't even allow that space, that we don't give ourselves that grace. So Dr. Dani, I want to kind of go into the class conversation connecting to prom and all of those things.
Did you all go to prom?
Yeah. I did. I went to my senior prom. I didn't go to junior prom, although I was asked.
I went to several proms.
I only went to one. I didn't think it was all this. It was, I wanted the moment to be special, and I didn't think it would be special if I went to a bunch of them.
I thought they were all special. They were all special to me. And it's interesting because I'm torn about this topic for a couple of reasons. Okay. Because of what you said earlier today, Tonya, which was about, the financial piece. And I think, this is Mental Health Awareness Month. And I wonder how much stress is put on parents to really uphold a standard. But then on the other hand, Mental Health Awareness Month is bringing a space and a platform for the creativity that Jason just talked about. And Jason, you mentioned the word flair. Yes, flair. But America, flair doesn't have to mean show flesh and show more of it. And I'm so excited because I stumbled across this gem in 2024, which is called Slade Proms. Slade Proms is a platform on social media that uplifts and celebrates, especially, I ain't seen no white folks on here, but especially young, Black, brilliant minds that are bringing class back to prom season. So what you do, free of charge, follow Slade Proms. We have to bring them on here at some point. But what they do is they encourage people who are going to prom and want to show the class of their presentation.
I love that.
So I'm seeing pictures of people who are clothed. Yes, they're showing class. They're showing proper etiquette. Hell, you got folks on there with stallions in the background and beautiful scenery. It's just beautiful. But anyway, I think going back, if I could have done it all over again, I would have probably stretched my imagination even more, my creativity even more. Not my budget as much, because I was that person, although it wasn't $700, there's no way was that going to happen. But I remember begging my parents to get me a sparkling red dress. I don't know if you got it on there, Jason, because I sent it to you earlier. But my sparkling red dress that I wanted, and I got it. And I know it wasn't easy to find.
Sparkling red dress.
Yes.
I was trying to, I asked y'all, did y'all have y'all prom pictures? I couldn't even find mine, child.
Well, that's all I have to say at this moment. Tonya, what you got to say?
I do want to, so let me double back, because you said something about mental wellness, and I would be remiss. Also in the community, someone that is a native Atlantan, Shanti Das, celebrated Silence is Shame Day was yesterday. And I know I put something up on my Instagram. Shanti is doing amazing work. Y'all know Shanti Das. She worked with the Dungeon Family, Outkast, LaFace Records, and she's a native Atlantan. She's been very vocal, and she started Silence is Shame because of her grief journey. Dealing with her father, her mother having dementia, and her sister that was very close to her past. And so I followed it closely. I've been to some of the events, and she just partnered with Microsoft to develop a mental health app. It's free to download.
Oh, nice.
So go to @Silence the Shame. Doing a lot of work in the mental health field, mental health awareness. And that's what I wanted to say. I would be remiss. And so you go back to, I want to talk about something else. What about thinking about the mental health of people who weren't invited to prom, who were, nobody asked them, right? And that was a big deal when we were in high school, who you were going to prom with, who was asking you. It was as big as the dress, as big as the outfit, right? And
that's
the
big.
type of
That's
stress
big.
that it
I'm
caused some people. Yeah, it caused that. I remember certain people that didn't go. Then I remember when we would see the person who you didn't think was coming and they had a date. And back then, everybody was like, oh, wasn't like, oh, no, he didn't bring her. It was like, oh, my God, so-and-so came. And then we had the first, I graduated from high school in 1985. So prom was in 84, 85, spring 85. And we had a same-sex couple, and that was big. At our prom.
Wow, that is big.
Yeah, black and white couple.
Huge.
Huge. Two girls
wow.
came to prom together, and one girl had on her tux, the other girl had on her dress. So that was huge. Yeah.
I think it's still huge today. It's still it's a big thing. But
Tanya,
I want to touch on.
Nobody excluded them. They allowed them to come, and now it's a whole big thing about it. But
which is crazy.
You think about 30-something years, almost 40 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
crazy that it's being excluded and this huge thing. But I'm also wanting to go back. It reminds me of students who we would not see show up to the prom and, even eighth grade dance because no one engaged them. No one invited them. unless you were intentional. Now, having led a school before, we were intentional about making sure all of the students who wanted to come came, that they knew it was a safe space for them, that they knew that we were celebrating them in their quirkiness, their awkwardness, their coolness, whatever it is. We were intentional about making it a safe space, because we know too far often, if you're too skinny, if you're too thick, if you're big boned, if you have a disability, if you are LGBTQ plus, if you're in a,
if you didn't have nothing
mixed
to wear,
race relationship, if you didn't have anything to wear because of financial means, or a crisis that's happening in your home, then all of those they play a role. And how do we make sure that it is a safe space? Because people will make the joke and say, oh, you must have been the person who didn't get asked to prom, and that's why you're lonely, and that's why you're all these type of things that people would say. And then we think about the movies, like prom killer slasher movies, like from the girls who weren't invited to the prom, and then it's like, oh, you did this to my person I loved, and I'm coming to get you. Like I was trying to thank you. I was like, let me just act it out until somebody said
it was. That was before your time. It was in my time. It was Carrie.
I was going to say, yes, it was
It was Carrie.
It sure was.
That was the prom movie of the century, honey. That pig's blood on her and all of that. That was horrible. Mean Girls have existed throughout the annals of time, honey. Oh, Mean Girl.
Absolutely. Well, it makes me wonder too, as much money that goes into prom, and again, nothing wrong with that. I think I'm happy for moments to celebrate, and it brings out the best in people. I think it's a beautiful children. We are celebrating people's lives more, and I think it's great to celebrate people as they are living as much as we can. But also, being mindful, like, it's not just the moment of prom, but how much are you investing into mental health? If we're investing all this money into prom season, how much are we putting into mental health? Because see, we can invest money into mental health, but we also, it doesn't cost as much as prom. Like, the investment for mental health is time. So if you can invest the same amount of energy into both, you'd be very wealthy. I'm curious to know about that. I think it's a topic we need to really include student voices on, to really further understand their thoughts on mental health and how much you value. Because see, I'm looking also too at how much money we put into prom, but then we still got some folks that are asking for GoFundMe's for funerals. I just wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. Let me jump in there. Help us. Prom season and these high school. Let's talk about the season. We talk about, and then I'm very serious about this. We have got to do something. We grew up. Yeah, you bought a prom ticket, but the senior dues that CORE has paid, and prom tickets that we have bought for children. Yeah. We got to stop it with this, because where's the money going? Because what kind of senior, are they going on the senior trip out of town? Like we used to go out of town for like 2-3 days, 4 or 5 days. Are
they doing college tours?
Are they doing?
I mean, Tonya, this is really good. Where do these? First of all, we are almost in a recession, and why still in 2024 are parents going broke?
$300 graduation dues.
And prom, and I'm just being honest. All the hell that these kids go through and parents go through, and everything should be Teacher Appreciation Month. These teachers should not be asking for anything. Prom, graduation, parents should not be having to pay for anything. As much as we have taken these people through this year that we call school, and then go at the end of the school year say that, oh baby, but you still can't read.
Let me get some more blood.
But let me get all your money to. Okay, Tonya, somebody explain it to me.
No, that is a thing that needs to be addressed, because the money, parents cannot afford it. And yeah, they going to buying the dresses. They should do that for their child. It should not cost $500 for senior year to take place, and then you still have to do all these things. If you're getting a regular prom dress, honey, that's gonna run you. We did a free prom thing. I see so many, and shout out to all the organizations that are doing assistance and free prom. But then shame on the children who don't understand. You pick a prom dress, and we had some cute prom dresses at our prom event, very cute. But then y'all didn't wear the dresses, and you had your mama go and spend money on a dress when you got a dress for free, and you know your mama didn't have it. That's another level. That's something else to talk about, and another level of accountability. Because also, I had to sit with a parent. I said, no, you're going to have to say no to that because you have 8 children and this is one, and you can't break the bank on this one for prom. I know you didn't have, but we cannot overcompensate. It's so we all over the place, but we still centered. There's so much conversation there. Also, though, in the community, and let me stop right now because we wouldn't even be on here today if it were not for a teacher. This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. Yeah. They do not want $5 nothing. Where they came from Starbucks, where they came from Subway. No one wants that. They would appreciate it, but I'm going to speak for you and say this. And I know if that's all you can give that. But if you can give more, and I'm speaking for the school, go ahead and dig down in some of that senior dues and prom. And I'm just kidding. Not that money, because that would be stealing from the children. But you have it. Show your teachers some real love. Show them some real respect. Parents, if you don't have anything, a handwritten note and a 99-cent card, baby, to tell them how much you appreciate them would help. Because for had it not been for a teacher, none of us would be here right now able to do many of the things that we do. So this week, every quarter, you should be doing it. But this week, really put some love and thought into loving on these professionals that come to school every single day. Or if they miss some days, that's okay too. But they come dedicating themselves to the education and edification of our children. Okay, that's all I got to say.
No, Tonya, thank you for that announcement.
Absolutely. I know we're towards the end of the hour, but I wanted to come up with like some solutions and possibilities for prom. Because
that's perfect.
I know, again, we're not downplaying those who can't afford it, want to do it, do big things. It's a big moment. But think of the possibilities. Wouldn't it be wonderful to like see a school partner with an art school or a design school to help create and design dresses and outfits for students?
Good. You better. Yes.
I want to take that a step further, Dr. Dani.
Well, yes, but real quick, but to add to that, wouldn't it be amazing to see schools and support schools that say, hey, let's have a budget, let's have a limit, and let's reward those who stay within the budget of prom.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it.
And I was
gonna add, Dr. Dani, and say to that point, what our NPU data shows us is that parents want home economics back in schools. So let's start there. We want to talk about prom. Let's start with getting home economics back in middle school and high school and having some of those funds go to students that can design dresses and suits for prom, for graduation, for other special events, because they have the talent. But again, we're talking about economics in education. So a solution is, I want to level up Dr. Dani's idea and say we've already had a structure for this. We already know that dollars can go into this. So parents are already saying they want home economics back. The kids need skills. We know that they need soft skills. Design is an area that connects to CTE, and I know we have a CTE guru on, but let's get home economics back in these schools to pay these students to design special outfits for prom, for dances, for homecoming, for the band, for the girls who dance, or for people who dance on the dance teams. Like, that money is going directly back to students, and we can see their talent, but we also can feel their joy. And we're talking about Mental Health Month. So I wanted to, let's keep it going. Solutions, and I'm going to try to help us connect it to what the system can do.
Create the prom fund. And let's talk about that. How I was just sitting here thinking very quickly, my favorite places that I love to shop, and encouraging them to create a prom fund. And that's up all year long, so that by the time prom season comes, these establishments have money that they can donate. If they make clothes or sell clothes, maybe there's some things that they can do towards that. But I think that that's something that we could start as a prom fund. And it's not, and then I heard somebody say that, oh, they focus more on the prom than the graduation. Listen, let people live and have joy where they can get it.
Yeah.
Let people live and have joy where they can get it. It could be a grad fund too, right? It could be a
It could be
senior.
an enrichment fund, Tonya, where we're talking about Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's go ahead. 35% of school district partners send all of their money to the school district, and it never reaches students in schools. So here, this is what Tonya is saying, and what I'm hearing in my mind is that why don't we create a fund that supports enrichment for the social emotional development and well-being of students, that connects to athletics, that connects to prom, that connects to graduation, that connects to homecoming, that also connects to an area that we aren't seeing a lot of support around, and that is college and career week. Like being able to get connected to careers and areas that you wouldn't even think about. If we actually had everyday working people that were like, you know what, I want to donate to this fund that can bring, it could be Give Joy Fund, whatever it is, we know at the end of the day, it's going to be connecting
an SEL fund, SEL based
enrichment activities and, you know, supports that will help them become well-rounded individuals. And we need more of that in our schools.
I love that.
I love it.
All right, JD Black. Everybody said it sounds like a great focus. So we will be coming to our iWin family for ideas on how we get that started. Maybe it starts with us as a small group and it grows from there, because there's a seed that has to be watered. And for me, I feel like that is the commune in community, right? Bring community back.
Yeah. I mean, we're also looking at those who want to be entrepreneurs. You know, those who can do hair, lashes,
nails, all of those things,
spinning, baking, all of those things. I think that the possibilities are endless, but we definitely want to end, you know, our shows with action items and solutions more. So that
what can we do to remedy this problem and
inspired?
Let me also
maybe
say
start your own school community where you live right now here in Atlanta. Everybody that's viewing, what are some of the solutions that you can do in your own neighborhood, community where you live, schools where you are?
I was going to even say, take an inventory of the children and teenagers who are connected to your life. Do you have nieces, nephews, cousins that are in high school, in middle school, and not even so much thinking about prom, but just sending them a message saying, hey, we believe in you. You're awesome. Celebrating you, because those, I'm going back to the handwritten notes that my cousin was celebrating. Like, handwritten notes go a long way, which is why you may just pop up one day, Dr. Dani and Tonya, in your mailbox, and you have a letter from me. I hear that from people all the time. When did you even have time to write a letter? When did you write me a letter? You were never even sitting down. But I'm very intentional about making sure that people know that they are appreciated. Like, you are loved, you are seen, you are valued. And even though I may say it to you on the phone, you may see me in person and hug you. Sometimes getting a reminder in a handwritten note does go a very long way. And it does not take a long time at all. You think about traffic. And if you sit in traffic for an hour, if you're stand still for 30 minutes, do you know how much you can do in that time frame? So I'm just putting that out there again. Like, we can connect with people and embrace and support and empower people in different ways just by changing how we utilize our time.
And with that,
so I want to close with this. All of y'all listening out there, if you want iWin to meet you all in person to do our last show for the season in the summer, now is the time for you to say, come and meet us here, host us. We are willing to
drop it in the comments. Come to Philly. I think I hear Maritza saying, I'm cooking, I'm doing a festival for everybody, and I'll send a bus. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, let us know.
We had to send a plane ticket, but these knees can't ride on no bus.
But where would you like to see iWin in for this season, which is coming up in June? It's not a long time away, guys, because it is almost the summertime, and we know that people are gonna be finding their joy. They're gonna be in their mix. They're gonna be in their line dance, and they're gonna be in their bag. So we
Y'all
want to
can
be
post
doing the
how you
same
win in
thing.
summer, right? We have a little
Yeah.
how I am winning summer board posted for you all to post on, honey.
Yeah.
We are winning summer, and we're gonna bring summer with everybody we already got, baby, because ain't nobody playing them games. Okay.
Yeah. Bring yourself.
I see Mr. Minor said yes, handwritten notes go far too, and that is from a very dedicated and special educator, special friend to the show, and might be a special relative to someone who's on the show. So yes, a teacher said handwritten notes go a long way. People just want to know that has to be your cousin Jason, because y'all are the handwriting notes special. Y'all
Yeah, look, everybody, they on from West Coast to East Coast. I am smiling. I'm like really happy. Like, what's up, y'all? Good morning. And they're like changing the world, because I know that they're in classrooms right now. God bless them, all of them.
All right.
Yes.
All right,
this
y'all.
has been
Dr. Dani
amazing.
said, let us know where you want to see us, where you want us to come. Where will we be for our last show?
Yep, and for some people who did not get tuned in, because people were hitting me up all April, where's iWin? Where's iWin? Well, baby, we are back. Let your cousins, aunties, and them know to tune in to the show. You can go back and rewatch this on YouTube. Subscribe at educationalentities.com. We are in May, y'all. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. Make sure you take some time for you. Self-care is loving yourself, because you can't love others if you don't love yourself. So, with that being said, everybody,
happy Mother's Day, because we will be on after Mother's Day next week. But happy Mother's Day to all of the moms. Send love to your friends. Dr. Dani, we love you, who are be thinking about their moms who are not with them. If you have a friend that's a mom, if you have birthed a idea, honey, a thought, you have a group, a business, you have mothered and nurtured something. So happy Mother's Day to all of those, and blessings to those of you whose moms are your ancestors now. But again, handwritten notes, little things, cards made, doesn't have to be a grandiose anything. So just wanted to, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It's also a month that we celebrate our moms and their memories. So love y'all. Have a great winning week.
I got one more thing, y'all. I'm so sorry. Tomorrow evening, we are talking about financial literacy, and we may have some updates around FAFSA for the NPU National Town Hall at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. It'll be live on Facebook. It'll also be live on YouTube. But it's going to be financial literacy and numeracy going into the summertime, because, again, everybody talking about the summertime and, you got to, flex your body and flex your muscles and flex your bag, but we haven't really equipped these kids to manage the bag or actually get the bag. So let us help you with financial literacy and numeracy tomorrow. So when you start getting those checks and you got to pay those taxes and, all of those things that happen, and you know how to manage that and how to make the most out of your bag. So join us tomorrow at 6:30. I promise you that is absolutely the end, because I know people are trying to recover from Cinco de Mayo yesterday. Wakanda forever, y'all. We will be back on next week. I win. Hallelujah.
Who had coffee this morning? We was going in.
I didn't.
I didn't even. You can tell I had tea. Baby, by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
We're still live. Hold on. We're still live.